I've heard time and again from voice actors that when they're recording after another person, they play off the previous playback and the voice is used in order to be a character. In the games and in the show, I've seen Shadow and Sonic have full-on monologues with each other. How is it to play all for yourself?
Oh, it's great. I mean, I don't feel like it's. I don't know, but I feel like it's playing off myself. But I mean, it's just nice to be able to respond to something. You know, if someone delivers a line in a certain way, it may make you say something in a way that you wouldn't have said. You know, I enjoy it. But, you know, I don't always have that luxury though. A lot of times I'll be the first person in to record, so everyone's sort of playing off of me afterwards. But that's what the director's for, because he can say, all right, well, let's take it in this direction because I think, you know, Peyton and chaotic is meaning something like this, or he's actually being he's sarcastic, so you have to be sarcastic back to him, you know. That's also why I love doing live theater, to play off of other people, because that communication is very important to really get a story across, you know, effectively.
And you ever had to go back into the studio to do a pickup of a line that was, you need to redo it because when the other actor came in, that changes it, and now your reading doesn't make sense,
Sure.
you have to redo it?
Absolutely. We do pickups for that reason. We'll do pickups for rewrites. A lot of times the show is rewritten. We'll do a pickup because something's inappropriate. I was doing an episode of Go-Go Repeat last week, and I thought some of the funniest material in that script was rewritten because it wasn't appropriate for, you know, a 6-year-old. But, you know, what are you going to do?
I just have to ask, can you do another tongue twister in Sonic's voice?
Sure. Trying to think of one. You know you need New York. 3 big thistle sticks. Those are pretty tough.
Thank you.
Sure. Yeah.
Are these tongue twisters that you got from someone else, or did you?
Oh, sure, acting class. Well,
yeah, I mean,
also.
Some of these I've heard, but the
Yeah.
what was the liniment, the linoleum.
Yeah, the liniments on aluminum linoleum.
Yeah, I've never heard that.
Either acting class or backstage. When I'm doing a show, my favorite thing is to, before shows, trade tongue twisters with the other cast members. And they'll give me one, and I'll give them another one. You know, it takes your mind off of, you know, being nervous to get out there and really, you know, or not nervous, but anxious, you know.
Anybody have other questions?
Yes.
When you're recording for a show, say, how long on average do you how long are you
For a show or for a video game?
either or.
Video games are much longer, only because of the time factor. They usually have the people being flown in from Asia, so they need to get stuff done. So anywhere from I've gone in from anywhere from 3 to 6 hours. 6 is usually the limit. After that, you're ready dead. You kind of go crazy. For a show, I've recorded a show in a half an hour. You know, but it's very quick since you're only doing your lines. You know. So, and yes, you.
What's the strangest request you've ever gotten
From a fan?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if it was so much a request. I've gotten a lot of threats.
Oh, jeez.
This is actually Jason's first comment.
Yeah, this is my first convention.
Welcome.
I'm glad I could have been with you guys. It could have been a better group, really. I don't know. I've had fans, you know, ask for autographs, and actually one fan sent a picture of Usagi, the character I do in Turtles. It was like a great 8x10 photo, and he paper clipped like $5 to it and said, you know, could you use this money to send it back to me after you autograph it?
Aww.
So that's not too strange, though, you know. I did it.
I usually just request, you know, people send a self-addressed stamp.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, don't buy it, and I would buy those. I would not keep it.
Well, and also, there are other fans, I guess, that want me to voice act for them in their own homemade animation, and some of that is kind of scary.
I'm doing a fan project of Sonic the Hedgehog. They want to do the voice.
And I mean, they have everybody has the, you know, very, very sincere intentions, but you have to be careful about those things, you know, because you get in trouble if you do the wrong thing or piss someone off.
Right. Sega doesn't want you doing Sonic the Hedgehog or someone's homemade fan project.
Yeah, and that's clearly stated in the contract. You know, you can't record for any third parties to do as Sonic's voice. You know. Yes.
Sorry. I have to say, I've watched One Piece most of what I was in Japan a few years ago, and so I've seen a lot of, especially with like Usopp's, like the daddy, the father, and like some of the little gardens, like upset when they didn't include all those episodes in the kids.
Oh, well, we did one episode. I remember a particular where Usopp's father made an appearance, and I played him too. His name was Yasa,
Yeah.
and he looked like Bob Dylan. That was cool, but you're right. I think a lot of the episodes either we recorded them and they did not air for one reason or another, or they have to choose, you know, different
Yeah.
episodes.
I didn't understand like this, like cutting up like 4 or 5 episodes and like making it into like 1 or 2.
Oh, see, I didn't even know.
Right, that's usually content. If I can interject a brief thing into your channel here, things that are done as far as editing out of an episode, or if something has changed, like within the storyline or whatnot, the actors have zero control over that. We have as much control over that as we have over the writer. So the actor, all they know is they're hired to come in and read these lines that are on this page, and they don't have any control over what's edited or not edited, and you know, so that's totally out of the hands of the actors. That's way above our pay grade. So, and I can tell you, for example, like when I was working on Full Metal Alchemist, very few cuts at all were made of that on Adult Swim, but Adult Swim were the ones who were making those cuts. So sometimes it's not even the production company, it'll be whatever network is airing it. It's up to them to decide what is appropriate for their air. So, you know, sometimes it may be the production company, but then sometimes it's whatever TV network it's airing on. So for sure, 100% of the time, without a doubt, it's not us.
No, yeah.
It's never
But
us.
we still take the heat for it. I get a lot of MySpace messages like, why did you do this or that? It's not us. It's really not. I mean, we're sort of...
We're just the hired guns.
Yeah. Yes.
For the monkeys, did you then voice whole episodes, included the parts that got cut, or?
Sometimes. Oh, sure. A lot of times, either for time purposes or like you said, it would be like content. A lot of things can't air. Oh yeah,
So you worked with whole episodes?
Sure. Oh, absolutely. But you know, afterwards, that's when it goes to the editing process and the mixing and everything. And sometimes things just have to get chopped out. I don't understand why, because I'm not a producer. But well, you know, I said yesterday I'm working on a show called Go Go Repeat, which is geared toward small children, even though it's hilarious. I think it's hilarious. But it's from Russia, and a lot of the content had to be rewritten because one of the characters was like a pill popper, one of them was a drunk.
I eat candy. Yeah. You're not narcotics. Don't take drugs. Yeah.
Or we have, at 4Kids, they'll actually reanimate something, and like all the words on screen are Russian when I'm seeing them, but all of those have to be changed. Or you know, character has a gun, you know, for God's sake, then they'll get rid of that.
That was with the camera thing, I didn't understand. There was like one piece that was like someone was like holding the guns and Kobe, and they changed like this really weird like over type gun thing that
They're probably just changing it into whatever they could that would be the easiest thing to reanimate. Because, you know, there are 30 frames of film per second.
Yeah.
So that's a lot of frames of footage that have to be, you know, altered. Yeah. Wouldn't disagree with you, but again, not our choice. We
Yeah,
don't get to do that.
they have to do that stuff. They lose their sponsors, and I mean,
Yeah.
this stuff is it's intended for kids, you know. Oftentimes not even like the anime fans, but you know, kids. So we have to keep that in mind.
Right, and another thing to keep in mind is that of a huge concern to the original creators, whether they're Russian or Japanese or whomever, is usually they really have a very vested interest on getting their program on television.
Right.
And it will not be shown on American television if there are, like you said, drugs, guns, cigarettes, whatever. And so it's much more important to these original rights holders, whether they're in Japan or Russia or France or wherever they are, if they want to get their product on American TV so that they can then sell toys, which is where the real money is, it has to be edited out. But again, not under our control.